Oh boy. What's good, everyone? This is Artist of Truth coming to you with another vlog entry. And I wanted to discuss there's a there's a vlogger that goes by the name of Shira71. So one of her videos I found honestly I found quite shallow-minded and comical at the same time, because she was talking about testing your man. And, I couldn't help, I couldn't help but to kind of chime in on on her video, which is destroying the minds of melanated women. First and foremost, let me elaborate on a few things that you should not do. Is first and foremost find testing your man. My thing is this: I wouldn't suggest it. I mean, to each his own. But my thing is, put yourself in someone else's situation and ask yourself, would you want a man to test you? Period. Doesn't matter what it is. Do you want a man to test you in any aspect? Do you want a man to test you financially to see if you are competent enough of handling your finances? Do you want a man to test your limits to see how far he can push you? Most of us don't want to be tested. Simple. Plain and simple. I'll take it back. We don't want to be tested. We just want to be challenged mentally. Because you like to find out exactly who you are dealing with and whether or not they are capable of deciphering bullshit. You don't want to get involved with someone. You don't want to marry a person just because they are financially stable. You want to get involved with a person that actually has drive and has goals about themselves. I'm not let me put it to you this way. You don't want to get involved with a person that is going to bring you down. Okay? You want to get involved with a person that is going to build you up. And as it pertains to melanated people, we lack that ability to build each other up. We don't have an issue tearing each other down. We don't have an issue being fake, as this European featured individual female that I am talking about, whatever her name is. I've already forgotten, so it just goes to show you that individual is such a non-factor. But I listened to a few snippets of her vlog, and I was just like, you know what? This is another reason why, when it comes to the melanated community, we cannot build with each other, because it comes off as though we are competing against each other. It's funny because the last time I checked, I never heard of a Caucasian woman encouraging other women to test their men, regardless of whether he was making six figures, or he was making 45, anywhere between 45,000 to $80,000 a year. If that man was capable of displaying drive and ambition, and she could see where he was hard working every single day and he had goals set for himself, she was willing to build with him in order for him to build this empire for the family. You know, I never heard a Caucasian woman say, "Oh well, if he doesn't, if you test him, you know, you can't. If you test him and he fails, you can't build with him. You know, his mama needs to build. His mama needs to. She should have built him up, pretty much. You know, and I found that so disturbing because it's quite obvious that what's the name? She-Ra 7-1. It's quite obvious that She-Ra 7-1, her mother didn't build her. Her mother didn't teach her, or her grandmother didn't teach her mom in order for her mother to teach her daughter that you build with a man. You can't just walk in, you can't just jump on the boat and just expect to just sail freely without putting in work. You can't just expect to walk into a man's empire after he has laid brick by brick. He has built the foundation. He has put blood, sweat, and tears into building his empire. And then you want to come in, not laying one goddamn brick. You just come in to the empire waving your long European lace front hair and snapping your fingers and thinking that you can come into this man's empire and call shots when you're not bringing a goddamn thing to the table. How that make you look? That make you look like a bum ass bitch. Pardon my language. That makes you look like a bum. I never understood that. How is it that a woman, how is it that, I can't even say woman, I have to say female. How is it that a black female that is totally and completely out of touch with herself, that she has Europeanized herself in such a way that she feels that she's entitled to such greatness? I look at Ice Cube's relationship. I look at LeBron James' relationship. These are prime examples of women who built with their man to get the empire together. These women didn't come in when these men were already in a position of fame and fortune. These women were already with their man when he wasn't even bringing in even 30,000 a year. They built with their man. And what are they doing right now? They are reaping the benefits. I found it astoundingly stupid and ass backwards. She-Ra 7-1. It is comical. I encourage you all, look her up. She-Ra 7-1. It's 7 is spelled out. So it's SHERA. Well, it's a capital RA. 7 spelled out and the number 1 on the end. Check that video out. when I tell you, she is just encouraging gold digging behavior. You know, it's like, what are you here for? You know, why are you encouraging melanated women to get involved with a man that already has put in hard work to establish his empire, and you don't have shit to bring to the table? You just bringing pussy and a pretty face. Pussy and a pretty face don't pay no bills, don't lay no fucking bricks. That don't mean shit. That shit is old. That shit died out in the fucking 90s. That shit is over and done with. A lot of, you know, honestly, there's a lot of females that honestly, they need to be checked. They need to be put in their place. And better yet, they need to be pushed to the side. You know, because it's like, shoot, if that's what you want, then how about you go overseas and get you, how about you go overseas and you get yourself involved with one of these wealthy foreigners and you stay there. Stay there. But be mindful that you wouldn't be the only one. Because if a man is making six figures, that means he basically has control. If he has built his empire, he basically has control. He can come and go as he wants. If he wants to see multiple women, he can see multiple women. Who are you to come into the equation and say, no, I should be the only one. I should be the only one reaping the benefits. How sway? How do you figure this? When you haven't even laid a brick to build this foundation. When you haven't done anything of greatness, you haven't done anything great to help build this empire. So if you don't like it, then you need to go. Plain and simple. But if you're willing to be second and third best, then, you know, that's your choice too. But I feel that in order for us to have empires, in order for us to have great businesses and become greater entrepreneurs, we have to be willing to work with each other. And when it comes to the melanated community, we don't even want to work with each other. You have some women that don't even want to work with other women because, oh well, she's sedated, she's light skinned, or she's dark skinned, she looks all masculine and this, that, and the fifth. It is shit like that, and the mindset like that is the reason why, when it comes to melanated people, we are constantly being laughed at. We are constantly being mistreated. You know, it's like, heck, regardless of what bracket we are in, we are still looked upon as a joke because we find excuses and reasons not to work together. We find reasons not to build together. It's not even, it just doesn't stem towards melanated relationships. It extends beyond that. How we interact with each other in our community. So, you know, I encourage you all, look her up, listen to the nonsense that she has to say, because honestly, I really and truly try to see from others' point of view. But if it starts to give me a headache, then it's stupid. I already know it's stupid. And I just remove myself. I can't listen to stupidity. Anything that is utterly going to create a wedge between man and woman is not worth listening to. It's really not. And then you have a tendency that you will look at that individual and ask yourself, why? Help me understand, why is it that women are entertaining this type of behavior? Why? Why is it that men entertain certain behaviors, not only from each other, but from our women? I swear. Never cease to amaze me. Never cease to amaze me. But I hope you all have the opportunity to go and check her video out. Get you a good laugh in on this great Sunday afternoon, because I am about to get up and go out. So in the meantime, in between time, keep that energy, that loving, positive energy that is going to help us build together and unite towards a common goal. So, catch y'all later.